everyone, so this week we are going to be focusing on building things that you would find in a community or in a town. And once these are all finished, we're going to be putting them up at school all together, so it'll look like we've created a really large community together. So for this project, you have a few different choices of what you could choose to draw. So if you wanted to draw a house or a tree house, you could draw something like that. We're going to be using, if you have colored paper, you can use that. Or if you have white paper, that works too. So you have the choice of using a house, or you could do a business, or if you wanted to, you could even do like a vehicle, like my food truck that I have started here. Here are some more examples of different businesses that I've made in the past. But so I have my taco place, and I tried to make it a little bit more interesting by making it look kind of like a taco. And then I have my movie theater, using kind of popcorn as my inspiration. And then I have like a rock climbing wall for my outdoor store. And for my art store, I chose to use like a color wheel and like a Van Gogh inspired mural on the outside. But so you can draw a car if you want to. So we have a choice of vehicles, businesses, or a home to draw. If you want to draw, you could draw like an apartment building if you wanted to. Here's a pretty fun tree house that I made that looks like a ginormous owl. Alrighty, so I'm going to show you a few different ways that we could get started. So I'm going to use white paper for this demonstration. Alrighty, so first thing we want to do is write your name on the back. Mine is Ms.Maschke. And then we'll flip it over. So you have to first decide if you want to draw a business, a vehicle, or a home. I think for this one, I'll draw a tree house so I can show you how we can draw different kinds of trees. So to get started, want to make sure we're using pencil. That way we can always erase things, change things, so we have it exactly how we want it before we start coloring things with marker or things we can't erase. I think I'm going to start drawing my tree house first. So I'm just going to use kind of a rectangle shape. And then I'm going to use, I think maybe I'll have a triangle shaped roof. So a lot of buildings are using mostly simple shapes. So windows are usually squares. Sometimes maybe they could have a half circle on top of it. Maybe I have, you could have like shutters as well if you wanted to. Those are just long skinny rectangles on the sides of your windows. If you wanted to, you could have things inside of your windows. Maybe I have like a plant in my windowsill. Okay, and then I'll also want to make sure I include a way to get into our tree house that we have here. I think I want to have like a textured kind of roof. Maybe it's like a metal roof. Okay, and then I think I'll have my tree house be made out of kind of like wood planks. So I'm just drawing those in now. Okay. So for our tree, if we're drawing a tree that can hold up a tree house, it has to be pretty big. So the best kind of easiest way to make a tree is using the letter Y. So, and then I'm just going to keep branching Y's off of Y's. And this is a really good way to make a tree. Make sure we have branches that go all over, filling up all of the space in the background. And then I'll do the same thing on this side. So I want to have another Y shape. Maybe there's a branch that's going behind there that we can't see. So another thing that we want to keep in mind is that trees are more than just lines, so we have to make them a bit more three-dimensional, and we do that by pairing up a line right next to it, making things a little bit thicker. So I'm going to do that for all of my branches. If you want to draw around them, you can. That could be a way that you make them thicker. Every tree looks different. There's no right or wrong way to do this. I know we've all seen some pretty wonky trees. Whoa. Alrighty, then I'm gonna come back down this way. So this is a pretty bare looking tree, meaning that there aren't any leaves on it. So what we could do to finish this off, we can add our leaves. So sometimes I like to add leaves with kind of like cloud shapes almost. And then I could maybe have my branches peeking through. So I'm going to now erase all the branches that are hiding behind the leaves. Okay. So now it looks like my branches here are peeking through that group of leaves. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. Okay, and then I'm going to decide where I want to have something coming through. And then I'm going to do the same thing and erase those lines that fall behind my leaves. But you can choose anything that you would like to draw. So it doesn't have to be a tree house, of course. Could be a regular house, could be a pet store. And once you have everything colored in or drawn just how you like it, then you can start coloring things in. So I'm just gonna add my last one here. And then I think I'd be ready to start coloring this in. Okay. One trick that I like to show my students is that using a variety of different kinds of colors, they can be close to each other, they can be pretty different, but so that will make these feel like leaves, because leaves are really rarely just only one exact shade of green. So sometimes I think it's really nice to add a couple different kinds of colors if we have them. You can think about what kinds of colors makes green. So that would be yellow and blue. So if I wanted to, I could come in with my yellow and add some lighter colors in here. And I could do the same with the blue. I'll use my blue-green, but just to kind of add some shadows. Alrighty. And then lastly, I just want to go in with my brown. So then I can add in, make sure I pull my branches out again. Okay, and then you can fill in your branches from your tree. And sometimes I even like to kind of add a little extra texture into my trees, so then that will be, so then that kind of looks like bark. Awesome. So this week we are getting started on these, and then next time we meet we're going to be finishing these up. And that is all that you guys have for today. So think about what kind of business, what kind of house would you want in your community? Or what do you think we need? Maybe it's a hospital, maybe it's a school, maybe you want to draw a pet shop, maybe you want to draw a pet shop for mythical animals. We can get really creative. We can make things that aren't necessarily real, because these are things that we would want, not necessarily things that we already have. Alrighty, so I hope you guys have a lot of fun getting started making these. And oh, almost forgot my ladder. Have to figure out how they're gonna get up here. So awesome. So have a great time making these, and I look forward to seeing what you've done. Have a great day, guys. Bye.